Good morning, this is Deepak. How are you? I'm still in New York City and I'm going to talk to you a little more today on how to reinvent your universe. And of course, I'm basing the insights on my new book with Menas Kafatos, which is called You Are the Universe, Discovering Your Cosmic Self and Why It Matters. Why it matters. So I'm just adjusting the sound here to make sure that everything is fine. It looks like everything is. So let's talk about how we create the universe and how we can reinvent it and what is really the real reality behind the experience of reality. Okay? So this is what we need to understand right in the beginning. That consciousness is the ground of being, where in every moment of now, there is the experience of a knower, a modality of knowing, a process called knowing, and that which is known. This can be restated many ways. In every experience, there's an experiencer, there is a mode of experiencing, and there is something that is experienced. Once again, seer, seeing scenery, knower, knowing, known, observer, observing, observed, perceiver, perceiving, perceived. So all these three entities are frequently referred to as soul, the knower, mind, the mode of knowing, body and universe, that which is known. But these are differentiated expressions of being. So we normally say we are human beings. It would be better to say we are being human. So being is active as the human experience. The human experience begins at what we call birth. So at birth, you are being human. And being, which is awareness, is now taking on the experience of being human as a baby. And then, of course, the baby body-mind and the baby universe and the baby experience is constantly shifting as the baby is growing. So the baby mind, the baby body, the baby universe evolves as the baby mind into the toddler mind, the toddler body, and the toddler universe. And then as the youth, body, mind, and universe. And then as the mature, hopefully mature, some people don't mature, but hopefully the mature body, mind, universe. And then the older person, and then much older, and then what we call death. So birth is the beginning of being human, and the death is the beginning of birth is the beginning of being human, and death is the ending of being human. Death is the ending of being human. It's a time loop from birth to death. Where are you before you are born? You are in what we call now, in being. Being is always now. Presence of being is always now, and being is not a moment in time. Being is the presence in which time is experienced. So being is always now, and then the activity of being is the human experience. But the activity of being could be a mosquito experience, could be a hippopotamus experience, a dinosaur experience, a sparrow experience, a bird experience, an alligator experience, a plant experience. Where is being? Being is always now. And what is being? Being is the presence in which the differentiation of knower, process of knowing and known happens in every moment of now. When you really totally understand this, then you say that my present lifetime is a loop of time that begins with the activity of being human and ends where it started, in just being. Being and becoming. Being and becoming is the time loop, and a lifetime is a continuum of experiences in a warping of space-time, which are created as a result of being in the process of becoming. Understand this, please, because if you do, you'll see that the real you was never born. What is born? What is born is the experience of being human. What dies? That particular qualia program in that particular warping of space-time and that time loop that begins with the activity of being human and ends with the activity of that particular time loop of being human. What about memory? Memory is the memory of experience, all the experiences that you've had. If I asked you right now to remember your house when you were a child or when you were a teenager, remember the school you went to, remember a teacher, remember your playmates in school. Try and remember that right now. You're having an experience. Where was that memory before you actually had the intention to remember? That memory existed as a potential in your own being. And then you had the experience of watching the child in school, the home, the parents, the colleagues. So that memory is also an experience. There is no perceived reality outside of experience. We cannot have an experience of reality without either a mental or perceptual activity. And so that perceptual and mental activity is a movement in being, which then experiences itself, as I said, the knower, the process of knowing, and that which is known. So, people say, well, the universe still existed when human beings were not there. But dinosaurs still existed when human beings were not there. So let's look at that experience. When we look at a dinosaur skeleton, we then imagine in present moment what a dinosaur would have looked like in terms of human experience, and we do that now. We create that experience now. Similarly, when you imagine the birth of the universe in the Big Bang, and by the way, before the Big Bang, there was no space-time, so you cannot say what existed before the Big Bang. You cannot say what existed before the Big Bang because prior to Big Bang, there was no time, so before doesn't apply. Only you can say what existed before the Big Bang is the potential for space-time and causality. And if by being we mean pure existence, pure awareness, then possibly that existed, but it exists now. The Big Bang was not a moment in time because time did not exist. The Big Bang did not occur in a particular location in space-time because space-time came before, as the Big Bang occurred. And the Big Bang is conceived in the presence of now, which is right here. So the universe as an experience is continuously evolving as new or fresh modes of knowing, which have their own knower and known in every moment of now. Sorry, in the presence of now. Because I say moment, then I imply that now is in time, but now is not in time. Now is that which never ends. Now is our ticket to freedom. Now is always being. So being is neither the knower, nor the process of knowing, nor that which is known. Being is that which differentiates as knower, process of knowing, and known, and creates the experience of space-time all at the same time. Okay? All now. All now. Why is this important? Does it matter in how we live our life? Yes, it's very important, because if we know what reality is, if you really understand that your essential nature is being, and being is all possibilities, being is infinite creativity, being is infinite correlation, being could be infinite love, being is inseparability, then you would live your life very differently. You would live your life always in the field of possibilities. You would also focus on love as the ultimate truth, beyond all sentimentality and all beyond all drama and beyond all even emotions. You would know it as truth. You would not have the experience of death, because being is not subject to birth and death, only the experience of a particular qualia program that is in a time loop as knower, process of knowing, and known is subject to death, not being. Being is beyond ego and doesn't need to justify or defend itself. Being realizes that in every moment, in the presence of now, is a new universe. In every moment is a new universe, evolving. Human beings were not there, but being was there. This leads to another insight. Your body-mind is not you. Your body-mind is that which you're experiencing right now in the form of the raw materials of experience, which are sensations, images, feelings, thoughts, perceptual experiences. So your body-mind and the universe go together as an experience. You're not that. You're the one who's having the experience. You're the silent witnessing awareness in which that experience is happening. So being is beyond ego. The ego is produced in every moment as the knower, and the continuity of memory with that as the eternal reference point is what we call time. But memory also exists as potential in being and can be the seeds of karma and desire that recycle themselves as being human, the activity of being human. So you don't actually incarnate, because you're always non-local. Right now, the one who's looking at the screen on your handheld device or the computer, that witnessing awareness, this moment, who is looking at me and listening to me, is non-local. It's having a local experience in which it is aware of itself as a body-mind and aware of itself as the screen and Deepak and the universe that goes with it. So in a few moments, I'm going to take a walk on Broadway in New York, and being is going to experience itself as Deepak Chopra, is going to experience itself as all the people in New York City, the Empire State Building, the sky, and the traffic, all being experiencing itself as the construct that we call Deepak Chopra and everything else that goes with it. 4 things that I always like to come back to. Know yourself as having never being born. Know yourself. Feel. Know yourself as never being born. 2, recognize that everything that you experience, including your own body-mind, is a projection of your conditioning as being became the fragmented mind. Know also, number 3, yourself, your true nature, as without ego. And finally, know yourself as the creator of the experience that we call mind, body, and universe. So if the raw materials of experience are sensations, images, feelings, thoughts, and perceptions, by playing in this playground that we call experience, by questioning every interpretation, every feeling, every sensation, every sense perception, and playing in the field of awareness, we can not only reinvent our body, but we can reinvent the universe that goes with the body-mind. Because it's all a qualia program. It's all alchemy of experience, alchemy of the raw materials of experience, such as sensations, images, feelings, thoughts. So let us play. The universe has evolved through eons of time as an experience, and even today the universe that we experience with all the things we talk about, molecules, atoms, these are human constructs. Atoms did not suddenly spring out of nothingness. Atoms were created in the minds of theoretical physicists as constructs for space-time experiences within their own being. Every so-called object is actually a space-time experience in your own self. Every so-called fact is a mode of knowing in your own self. And your own self is not the body-mind. Important. We think of myself as I being this body-mind. The body-mind is one more projection, and it's constantly changing. So reframe facts as modes of knowing. Reframe objects of experience as space-time events in consciousness. That includes the object of experience that we refer to as the body-mind. And so when we start reframing it, we start reinventing it as well. This is going to be a great adventure. Right now, the greatest adventure of science, the greatest adventure right now of consciousness is science. But remember, science is a model for explaining experience, and it's a very good model because it allows us to create technology. But we must not confuse the model with the reality. We must not confuse the map with the territory. We must not confuse the construct with the awareness of the consciousness in which the construct came about to change our experiences of reality. Reality is at 2 levels: the phenomenal experience of existence and the noumenon, the being in which the phenomenon is an activity in the presence of now. Let us together embark on this adventure of reinventing the universe, starting first with the intention of creating a critical mass for a more peaceful, just, sustainable, healthier, and happier world. And then, because we are the creators of experience, including the experience of stars and galaxies and universes, let us then embark on the adventure of reinventing the universe. More on this in days to come. Once again, the book, which actually is much more coherent because it is organized, is You Are the Universe, Discovering Your Cosmic Self and Why It Matters. The book is written with quantum physicist Menas Kafatos, and he's also a cosmologist, astrophysicist at Chapman University, and got his PhD from, I believe, Cornell or MIT, but he's an MIT Cornell background in physics, and now is a professor, chaired professor at Chapman University. And he's my co-author, just to make sure we didn't make any mistakes in physics or the models that physics creates or cosmology creates. So reinventing the universe is up to us. And we will do it as we evolve in consciousness. The universe evolves in our own being. Prakratim swam vashtabhai vishrajami puna puna. Curving back within myself, I create again and again. I create mind, body, and universe. The universe is in me, the body is in me, the mind is in me, and me is being human at this moment in time. Thank you.